Hello guys and welcome. I am Ahmed Adel and this is Cost Engineering Professional, and in this video we'll be talking about the difference between starting the CPM from 0 and starting it from 1. If this is your first time visiting our channel, please consider subscribing to the channel, like the video, comment, share, show us love guys because we love you so much. And with this, let's get into the video. Alright guys, welcome back. Now, if you haven't seen anything about the CPM before, or if you don't know what is the CPM, what are the terminologies used in the CPM, or even if you want to see an example for the CPM with numbers, we have dedicated videos for that. I leave the link for them in the description down below, and also in the top right corner you will find a pop-up that you can go to the video and watch it before you watch this, because here we will be talking about the difference between starting the CPM from 0 and starting the CPM from 1, how it will look like and what are the differences, what are the similarities. This is what we'll be talking about here. So I'm assuming that you have the full knowledge of the CPM before we start that. So starting the CPM from 0, what it means that the first activity in the CPM, activity A here in this example, will be starting here from 0. So if I want to do the forward pass as we discussed in the other videos, so I'll start from 0, 0 plus 2, that's 2. Then the 2 here will come here. Then 2 plus 3, that's 5. So the 5 will come here. Then the same 5 here will go here and here and here. Then 5 plus 3 is 8, 5 plus 4 is 9, 5 plus 7 is 12. So from these two activities, 8 or 9, the 9 will come here. 9 plus 5 equal 14. And here the 12 will come here. 12 plus 7, that's 19. So 14 or 19, the 19 will go here. All this was explained in details. If you don't know what we are doing, you can see the videos that I refer to, so you will understand. So once the 19 come here, 19 plus 2, that's 21. The 21 will go here and here. 21 plus 4, that's 25. 21 plus 5, that's 26. So 25 or 26, 26. The 26 will go here, plus 4, that's 30. And 30 is the project duration. So what we did now is the forward pass. Now regarding the backward pass, we'll say 30 minus 4, that's 26. So this 26 will come here and here. Okay. Then 26 minus 4, that's 22. 26 minus 5, 21. So 22 or 21, we take the minimum as we discussed. So the 21 will come here. Then again 21 minus 2, that's 19. So the 19 will come here and here. 19 minus 7, 12. 19 minus 5, 14. So this 14 will go here and here. And this 12 will come here. 12 minus 7, 5, and 14 minus 4, that's 10. 14 minus 3, that's 11. Okay, so 11 or 10 or 5, the 5 will come here. So 5 minus 3, 2. Then the 2 will come here. 2 minus 2, 0, finished. So this when you start the CPM from 0. So the thing is that first activity is starting from 0 in this method when you are starting from 0, obviously. And the early finish is equal to early start plus duration. So for this activity, activity A, the early finish, which is the 2, equal to the early start, which is 0, plus the duration, which is 2. So 0 plus 2, that's 2. Here, 2 plus 3, that's 5. Here, 5 plus 3, 8. Here, let's say 19 plus 2, that's 21. So this will be different when we started from 1. So when you start from 0, the calculation of the early finish will be done like that. Early finish will be early start plus duration. It will give you the early finish. And here the third point we have, the early start of the successor is equal to the early finish of the predecessor. So if you notice here, for example, this is the successor and this is the predecessor. So the early start here is 5, early finish here is also 5. And for example here, the early start is 19, I have 14 and 19 here, so I took the 19. So the early start of the successor, early start of the successor is equal to the early finish of the predecessor. When you are starting from 0, when we start from 1, it will be different. And we will see that now. Again, the fourth point here is the late finish of the predecessor is equal to the late start of the successor. So late finish of the predecessor, where is the late finish? This is the late finish of the predecessor is equal to the late start here of the successor. Or let's take another example. For example, here, The late finish of the predecessor, which is 21, is equal to the late start of the successor, which is also 21. So when you are starting from 0, most important is that early finish is equal to early start plus duration. 0 plus 2, 2. 19 plus 2, 21. 9 plus 5, 14, and so on. So what happens now when we start from 1? Things will be a little bit different. Let's see. So here, this example is when we are starting from 1. As you can see here, I am starting the CPM from 1 and not from 0. So when I started from 1, I'll say here 1 plus 2 minus 1. So I am starting from 1. This is the early start. How to get the early finish? The early finish in this case will be early start plus duration minus 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3 minus 1, that's 2. So this is the first difference, okay? Now, if this activity is ending on the second day, the next activity cannot start on the second day also. No, it has to start one day after that. So the 2 here becomes 3. So if I want to say the early start of the successor will equal to the early finish of the predecessor plus 1. Early start of the successor is equal to early finish of predecessor plus 1. So before we get into the notes, let's do it first together, then we will get into the notes. Okay, so 1 plus 2 is 3 minus 1, that's 2. The 2 will go here as 3. Again, 3 plus 3 is 6 minus 1, that's 5. Then because this is 5, so here will be 6, here will be 6, here will be 6. It's this one plus 1. Okay, 6 plus 3 is 9 minus 1, that's 8. Then 6 plus 4, 10 minus 1, that's 9. 6 plus 77 is 13 minus 1, that's 12. So here I have 8 and I have 9. So this activity is depending on C and D. So I have 8 and 9. So this can start on 10. 9 plus 1, so 10. Again, 10 plus 5, that's 15 minus 1, 14. And here, this activity is ending on 12. So this will start on 13. Again, 13 plus 7, 20 minus 1, 19. So here I have 14 and 19. So this can start only on 20. So 20 plus 2, that's 22. Minus 1, that's 21. Because this is ending on 21, so this will start on 22 and this will start on 22. 22 plus 4, 26, minus 1, 25. So 22 plus 5, 27, minus 1, 26. I have 25 here and 26 here, so I can start this only on 27 plus 4, that's 31, minus 1, that's 30. And because the project is ending in 30 days, this is the early finish. So again, the late finish will be 30. And when I am going backward now, the backward pass, when I want to calculate the late start, before we used to say here, this when you are starting from 0, you say 30 minus 4, that's 26, or 26 minus 4, that's 22. When you are starting from 1, the case is a little bit different, because you remember when we were calculating the early finish, we say early start plus duration minus 1, early finish, early start plus duration minus 1. So 27 plus 4, 31 minus 1, that's 30. So when I am going backward, I have to do the same thing. So I have to say 30 minus 4, that's 26, again plus 1. So it will give me 27. And because here the start is 27, so this can end maximum by 26 and 26, one day before. So I got this 26 and I got this 26. 26 minus 4, that's 22. Plus 1, it will give me 23. 26 minus 5, that's 21. Plus 1, that's 22. So I have 23 and 22. So this can maximum finish, or the late finish here can be 21 only. So 21 minus 2, that's 19. Plus 1, that's 20. So because this the late start here is 20, so the late finish here can be 19 and 19 maximum. So 19 minus 5, that's 14, plus 1, 15. 19 minus 7, 12, plus 1, 13. Then this is 13, so here I'll have 12. This is 15, then here I'll have 14 and 14. And again, 14 minus 3, 11, plus 1, that's 12. 14 minus 4, 10, plus 1, that's 11. And 12 minus 7, that's 5, plus 1, that's 6. So 12 or 11 or 6? Sure, 6, but here I'll put 5. So 5 minus 3, 2 plus 1, that's 3. And this 3 will come here as 2. 2 minus 2, 0 plus 1, it will give me 1 here. So this is the difference actually. So first activity is starting obviously from 1, not from 0. I'm starting here from 1. And actually, if you want to think logically about that, here I am saying that activity A is starting in day number 1 of the project. So the duration of activity A is 2 days. So activity A will be working on the first day and the second day. So when is the end? The second day. By the end of the second day, activity A is completed. And on the third day, activity B will start. And the duration of activity B is 3 days. So that means third day, fourth day, and fifth day. By the end of the fifth day, activity B should end, and so on. But when you are starting from 0 here, there is nothing called day 0. There is no day 0. But it's just a method of calculation. And in my opinion, starting from 0 is easier, as you can see, because I say 0 plus 2, that's 2. And the same 2 will come here. We'll come into this point when we discuss the differences between both. But now let's focus on starting from 1. So first activity is starting from 1. And the early finish of any activity, the early finish is equal to the early start plus duration minus 1. So 1 plus 2, 3, minus 1, that's 2. Okay, early start of the successor, so this number is equal to early finish of the predecessor plus 1. So if this will finish on 2, this will start on 3. When we were starting it from 0, this was not the case. 0 plus 2 equal 2, and the same 2 comes here. No, here now 1 plus 2 equal 3, minus 1, that's 2, but this will start from 3. So when you are starting the CPM from 1, the early start of the successor, which is this number, will be equal to the early finish of the predecessor, which is this number, plus 1. Last point we have here. The late finish of the predecessor will be equal to the late start of the successor minus 1. This is when you are going backward. So the late finish of the predecessor, for example, this one, will be equal to the late start of the successor minus 1. Previously, it wasn't like that. Here, the 5 came as it is. When you are starting from 0, the 5 will come as 5. But when you are starting from 1, no, because I have 12 and 11 and 6. So this activity must maximum finish by 5, because 6 here minus 1 will give me this 5. I know it's a little bit confusing, but we will be discussing the differences and the similarities now. But I think at this point, if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, do whatever, guys, to support this content. Okay, so let's get now into the comparison. Here, I am starting the CPM from 0, as you can see. And here I am starting it from 1. The same exact 2 examples that we did together just a few minutes ago. So here I am starting from 0, and here I am starting from 1. So first of all, let's talk about the differences between both methods. So here in the first one, starting CPM from 0, first activity is starting from 0. Of course, I am starting here from 0 because actually I'm just comparing the starting from 0 to starting from 1. So in this case, the first activity will start from 0, but in this case, the first activity will start from 1. So this is the first difference. Second difference is that the early finish here, the early finish of any activity will equal to the early start plus duration. So let's take any activity, H for example. So the early finish, the 21, is equal to the early start plus the duration. 19 plus 2, that's 21. So this is how I calculate the early finish. When I am starting from 0, the early finish will be equal to the early start plus duration, and that's it. So 0 plus 2 equal 2, then the 2 will come here, 2 plus 3 is 5, then the 5 will come here, 5 plus 3 is 8. So the early finish, always the early start plus duration if you are starting from 0. But if you are starting from 1, it will be a little bit different. So here it will start from 1, and the early finish will be the early start plus duration minus 1. So 1 plus 2 is 3, minus 1 to get the early finish, which is 2. Okay, so here early finish, when you are starting from 1, early finish is equal to the early start plus the duration minus 1. 1 plus 2 is 3, minus 1, 2. Then here, The early start of the successor, in this case, when we are starting from 0, the early start of the successor is equal to the early finish of the predecessor. And actually, this is what makes it easier to use. So this 2 will come here. 2 plus 3, 5. The 5 will come here. 5 plus 3, 8. And I have here 5 plus 4, 9. So 8 or 9, 9. But the same end will come here. The same early finish will come here. And here I have 14 and 19, so the 19 itself will come here. Then I have 21, so the 21 itself will come here and here. Then here I have, it was this. Then here 25 and 26, so the 26 itself will come here. So the early start of the successor, will be equal to the early finish of the predecessor. So the 2, which is the early finish of the predecessor, will come here as the early start without any changes. But here, when we are starting from 1, no. That's actually why I'm starting from 1, because I want to say that activity A will take 2 days, the first day and the second day, and activity B will start on the third day. So the early start of the successor will be the early finish of the predecessor plus 1. So the 2 will come here as 3. The 5 will go here as 6. Then I have here 8 and 9. So 9 plus 1, that's 10. I have here 12. I have to start here from 13. So this is the difference. Early start of the successor, here when you are starting from 0, early start of successor is early finish of predecessor. Here, no, early start of the successor is the early finish of the predecessor plus 1. Okay, last point here, late finish, when I am going backward, now when I am doing the backward pass, late finish of the predecessor will be equal to the late start of the successor. So late finish of the predecessor, which is this one, will be equal to the late start of the successor. That means that this 5 is coming here. That means that this 12 is coming here. This 19 is coming here. This 21 is coming here. This 26 is coming here. But when you are starting from 1, no, it is not like that. When this activity will end on 27, then this one can maximum end on 26, and this one also. But here you see 26, 26, 26. Here no. 27, I have to have 26 here and 26 here. Here I have 22, so here must be 21. Here 20, so here must be 19. Here, but you see here 19, here is 19. So this is the difference. The late finish of the predecessor, the late finish, this is square, is equal to the late start of the successor in this one. 19 is 19. 21 is 21. But here no. The 27, for example, 26. Here 22 and here 21 and so on. So when I am going backward, I have to deduct 1 day, similar to what I did when I was going for the forward pass. Okay, what are the similarities? Now, if these are the differences, we have seen the differences. Now, what are the similarities? Actually, guys, both methods will calculate the same exact thing. We need to know from the critical path method. In general, we need to know the critical activities, we need to know the project duration, the critical path, and all these things. So either I'm using this method or this method, the result should be same. So the first part, project duration, is 30 here and is 30 here. Why? Because it is coming from the forward pass. 1 plus 2 minus 1, that's 2. Then the 2 will come here as 3. 3 plus 3, 6, minus 1, 5, and so on until I'll get the 30 here. And here it was similar. 0 plus 2 will be 2. The same 2 will come here. Plus 3, that's 5. The 5 will come here, and so on. But in the end, if I use this method or if I use this method, in other words, if I start from 0 or start from 1, the project duration in the end is 30 days. It's the same project. It's just a different method of calculating. So this is the first similarity, that the project duration will be similar from both methods. Okay. Here, the second thing is that early finish and late finish of any activity are similar in both cases. So what I'm trying to say here is early finish and late finish of any activity here will be same. Like the finish, here 2 and 2, so here you must find 2 and 2 also. This one 9 and 14, so here it will be 9 and 14 also. This one 21 and 21, here must be 21 and 21. So in both cases, if you use this method or if you use this method, the end, either early finish or late finish, here must be similar to here. So 1419, here you will find it also 1419. The project is ending 30 and 30. The project here is ending 30 and 30. So the finish, either early or late, finish in both cases will be similar. So this is the second similarity that we have. Early finish and late finish of any activity is similar in both methods. Also the float in any activity is similar in both methods. Why? Because I told you this is a critical path method anyway. If you started from 1 or you started from 0, you are looking for the critical path and the critical activities. And what are the critical activities? The activities where the float is 0, the activities that cannot be delayed at all. So if you are using this method or this method, the float always must be same. So here in activity F, I have 5 days float. Here in activity F, I must have 5 days float. Activity E is critical and the float is 0. Here in this case, here also, activity E is critical and the float is 0. This is the critical path here, A, B, E, G, H, J, K. This is the critical path here. Here will be similar. So again, A, B, E, G, H, J, K. The critical path and the float in any activity must be same if you use this method or this method. So actually the end or the finish of the activity will be similar, but the start is different. Why? Because here the finish is 2, the same 2 is coming here. But here no, the finish is 2, I am adding 1, then I am putting it here. So the start of the activities will be different, but the end of the activities will be similar in both cases. And be careful, if you used this method, remember when you are doing the backward path, if this is 27, you have to deduct 1 day, because when you were doing the forward path, if this is 25 and 26, you are choosing the 26 and you are adding 1 to that, because J will end on 26, K can only start on 27. So you are adding 1 more day when you are going forward. So when you are going backward, you have to remove 1 day. If this is 27, then here I should have 26. If this is 22, then here I should have 21. If this is 20, then here I should have 19. But here no, 26 will come as 26, 21 will come as 21, 19 will come as 19, 12 will come as 12. So this is a difference. You have to be very careful from that. But in both cases, as we said, the duration must be similar. The finish, either early finish or late finish, must be similar in both cases. And the float and the critical path and the critical activities must be exactly same. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I really appreciate your valuable time watching this content, because watching itself is really supporting me and my channel and this content. And as always, I wish you all the best. Take care, stay safe, take care of your families, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.